right now. Hit that subscribe button because the people who need this content the most are often the ones least likely to find it again. The algorithm does not care about your healing, but I do. Subscribe so that every time I release something that could protect you, it finds you. You deserve that. You deserve to be found. Now let us talk about what is really happening. There is a version of a narcissist that most people know, the charming one, the one who says exactly what you need to hear when you are falling in love, the one who makes you feel chosen, electric, special in a way you have never felt before. And then there is the other version, the one who emerges slowly, quietly, like a cold that you dismiss until it becomes pneumonia. The one who chips away at your reality piece by piece until you are standing in the rubble of your own mind, wondering how you got there. But there is a third version, and this is the one that most content creators will not talk about because it is frightening, it is complex, and it demands a level of psychological honesty that most people are not prepared for. There is a version of a narcissist who has crossed a line. Not the line of cruelty because they crossed that long ago. Not the line of manipulation because that was always their native language. I am talking about something deeper, something more calculated, something that operates below the surface of behavior and lives in the architecture of intention. A narcissist becomes truly dangerous not when they are loud, not when they are raging, not even when they are cruel. A narcissist becomes truly dangerous when they become strategic about your destruction. And if you are watching this right now with that cold, quiet recognition spreading through your chest, I need you to hear me clearly. You are not imagining it. You are not being dramatic. Your nervous system has been telling you the truth this entire time. The body always knows before the mind is willing to admit it. The first terrifying sign begins in silence. There is a specific kind of silence that a dangerous narcissist uses. It is not the cold shoulder. It is not sulking. It is not even the punishing silence of the silent treatment, though that may be part of it. This silence is something else entirely. It is a withdrawal of presence so complete, so deliberate, that you begin to question whether you ever really knew them at all. One day you realize that they have stopped explaining themselves. They have stopped justifying their behavior. They have stopped reacting to your pain. And what that silence signals is not emotional unavailability. It is a decision that has already been made about you. When a narcissist stops trying to manage your perception of them, it means they no longer need you to believe the mask. And when they no longer need you to believe the mask, it means the mask is about to come off entirely. This is the moment that survivors often describe as the most surreal of their entire experience. The moment when the person they thought they knew seemed to simply vanish, replaced by something cold and purposeful and entirely indifferent to their suffering. But here is what makes this silence so dangerous and so psychologically sophisticated. While they go quiet with you, they are not quiet with the world. Behind your back, in conversations you do not know are happening, in relationships you do not know they are cultivating, they are building a narrative. And in that narrative, you are the villain. You are the unstable one. You are the difficult one. You are the one who pushed them to this point. They are not being silent. They are being strategic. They are constructing the architecture of your social destruction before you even realize the demolition has begun. This is what victims describe as the fog. That disorienting, reality-bending experience of sensing that something enormous is happening just below the surface of your daily life, while everyone around you seems completely unaware. You try to explain it, and you cannot find the words because the words would sound paranoid, would sound dramatic, would sound exactly the way they have been training others to hear you. And so you stay silent too, and your silence becomes their evidence. The second terrifying sign is the escalation of invisible violence. Most people understand physical danger because it is visible. It leaves marks. It has a language that society has, at least partially, learned to recognize. But the kind of danger a narcissist poses when they have truly shifted into a new level of threat is almost entirely invisible. It operates in the realm of psychology, of emotion, of perception, of reality itself. And it is precisely because it is invisible that it is so catastrophic. When a narcissist escalates into truly dangerous territory, you will notice something changing in the quality of their interactions with you. The cruelty becomes more precise. It is no longer the broad, explosive rage of someone who has lost control. It becomes something surgical. They know exactly which wound to press. They know exactly which fear to activate. They know exactly which version of your past pain to invoke, because they have been studying you, cataloging you, building a psychological map of everything that makes you collapse. And now they are using that map with a precision that should terrify you. They will say something in a completely calm voice that dismantles something fundamental in your self-perception. They will bring up a failure or a fear or a secret in a context so casual, so devoid of emotional acknowledgement, that it takes you hours or days to realize the full weight of what just happened. They will deliver their most devastating blows with a smile. This is not accidental. This is mastery. This is someone who has spent years learning the geography of your vulnerabilities and has now decided to use that knowledge not to manage you, as they once did, but to break you. And the gaslighting at this stage becomes something that is almost impossible to describe to someone who has not experienced it. It is no longer just the dismissal of your feelings or the rewriting of individual events. It becomes a wholesale assault on your ability to trust your own mind. They begin to systematically undermine your sense of reality at a foundational level. They tell you that you said things you know you did not say. They tell you that you did things you have no memory of doing. They look at you with that particular expression of patient, condescending concern and suggest, with all the gentleness of a knife, that perhaps you need help. Perhaps your memory is not what it was. Perhaps the stress is getting to you. Perhaps, and they will say this with such loving sadness, you have never really been well. And you, who have been so thoroughly trained to doubt yourself, begin to wonder if they are right. This is when I want to speak directly to the part of you that is listening right now with that specific kind of exhaustion that comes from years of not being believed, including by yourself. That voice inside you that has been quietly, persistently saying that something is deeply wrong is not the voice of instability. It is the voice of truth. It has been telling you the truth this entire time. The problem is not your perception. The problem is that you are in a relationship with someone whose entire psychological project depends on destroying your faith in your own perception. If you are watching this and recognizing your life in these words, please do something right now. Share this video with someone you trust. Leave this video on your screen and let someone you love watch it alongside you. Because one of the most powerful things you can do when a narcissist is working to isolate you is refuse to be isolated. Stay connected to this channel. Come back to these videos. Let this be one of the threads that keeps you tethered to reality when everything around you is designed to make you let go. Subscribe if you have not already. Comment below with the word awake if you are beginning to see clearly for the first time in a long time. I read those comments. I see you. You are not alone in this room. The third terrifying sign is the disappearance of consequence. There is a phase in narcissistic abuse that is perhaps the most dangerous of all, and it is almost never discussed. It is the phase that comes after the narcissist has exhausted their supply of fear in you. You see, in the early stages of the relationship and in the moderate stages of escalation, the narcissist still operates within a framework of consequence. They still care, at some level, about how they are perceived by you. They still manage their behavior based on what they think will keep you in the relationship, keep you compliant, keep you producing the emotional supply they need. But when a narcissist becomes truly dangerous, something shifts in this calculus entirely. They stop caring about your reaction. Not in the way that emotional unavailability means they do not care. I mean, they have made a calculation, consciously or unconsciously, that your reaction no longer matters to their goals. And when someone has decided that your reaction does not matter, you have lost the only leverage you ever had. Because the implicit social contract of even the most abusive relationship is that the abuser still needs something from the victim: reaction, fear, compliance, love, pain, something. The moment they no longer need anything from you, you are dealing with a level of danger that operates entirely outside the normal behavioral patterns you have learned to navigate. This manifests in terrifying ways. They stop apologizing, not even the hollow, manipulative apologies they offered before. They stop explaining. They stop justifying. They look at you with a flatness in their eyes that you have never seen before, and it is that flatness, that complete absence of the performance that used to at least simulate humanity, that survivors describe as the moment they truly became afraid. Not of what the narcissist was saying, not even of what they were doing. Afraid of what they had become. Afraid of what they were clearly capable of. Afraid because they were looking at something they could no longer pretend was the person they fell in love with. At this stage, the isolation tactics become extreme. It is no longer the subtle redirection away from friendships or the quiet undermining of your family relationships. It becomes something more aggressive, more visible, and more frightening. They begin making moves to cut off your access to resources, financial resources, social resources, psychological resources. They position themselves as your only source of reality, your only source of support, your only point of contact with the outside world. This is not accidental. This is the behavior of someone who is preparing for something, someone who is removing your exits before they make their next move. And their rage, which may have once been explosive and then contained, now exists in two terrifying extremes. There is the cold, controlled, surgical cruelty I described before, and then there are moments of something else entirely. Moments where the mask slips so completely that you see, with crystalline, horrifying clarity, the complete absence of empathy underneath, the absence of remorse, the absence of any recognition that you are a person with an interior life, with rights, with worth, with a future that belongs to you. In those moments, you are not seeing someone who is cruel. You are seeing someone who is genuinely unbounded by the moral framework that restrains most human behavior. And I want to be very clear about something right now. I am not here to frighten you into paralysis. I am not here to fill you with dread and then leave you alone with it in the dark. That is what they do. I am here to do something entirely different. I am here to take the fear that has been living in your body without a name, the fear you have been carrying without permission to acknowledge, the fear you have been talking yourself out of because you are trained to doubt yourself, and I am here to give it back to you as information. Because fear, real fear, appropriate fear, the kind of fear that your nervous system generates when it correctly identifies genuine danger, is not a weakness. It is intelligence. It is your body being smarter than your conditioned mind. It is the deepest part of you, the part that was never successfully manipulated, trying to protect you. And when you finally learn to listen to it, not to perform it or suppress it, but to actually hear what it is trying to tell you, it becomes one of the most powerful tools you have. There is something I want you to sit with right now. Think about the person you were before this relationship. Not who you were in the idealization phase, when they were reflecting back a version of you that felt more perfect than real. I mean the person you were before you met them. The person with a particular laugh and particular dreams and a particular way of moving through the world that was entirely your own. That person is not gone. They have not been destroyed. They have been buried, hidden, suppressed under layers of fear and self-doubt and learned helplessness that were deliberately constructed around you like a cage. And the fact that you are here, watching this,